We are live.
You know what? It's about time that
We
you said
are
a new
back.
one, and that is a
Yep.
new one, actually.
We're back
336,
on
get in
and
the mix.
on like
All right, okay.
Ariston.
So, folks, you've downloaded episode 336. We are the Flixters, Val and I. Come and say hello to us online.
336 today, man. It's 336. We have to get in the mix, man. We have to mix it up today.
Picture of you watching a movie and tag us. And you know what we'll do? We will share it. We will spread it out, and we'll talk about it on the next episode. On the next episode, we'll speak about it. So listen, folks, thanks for downloading this one. So we're going to be around for the next 45 minutes.
Yep.
Or so. We're going to be speaking about movies. We're going to be speaking about streaming. We're going to be speaking about anniversary corner and all that sort of stuff. And but before we get into the main kind of show, Val and I, we like to kind of just big up our listeners, people out there who are supporting the show. So if you want to be a supporter, get in touch with us. We'd love for you to support us, and you can be a shout out on the show. So Devaldo, shout it out.
Yep.
Oh. Nice.
Yes, so we've got one shout out today that goes to Andre Lennart.
Which one?
Andre Lennart is actually an actor from Slovenia.
I've seen the good
so yes, an actor from Slovenia, or Slovenia, I should say. And our paths have crossed many years ago. Paths have crossed in a short film that I made many years ago. The Goat Man. He was part of the. So the Goat Man. Okay, it does kind of link into one of the films we spoke about earlier. But there's in every sort of civilization, every culture, there's always that sort of mythological kind of creature that people are scared of for different reasons. You've got the boogeyman. You've got the Bigfoot. You got wherever you've got. There's always that kind of creature. And so I did a film called The Goat Man many years ago, who Andre Lennart was actually.
Oh my God!
Well,
the muscles from Brussels.
So he was part of the film. This was ages ago. So he was part of it, but he's gone on to bigger and better things. He's gone on to be in The Kingsman, Secret Service, Canary Black in 2024, Kill 'Em All in 2024. He worked with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And we've had people, just remind everyone, we've had people on the show who've
Brussels,
gone out
exactly.
And
so he's been in a lot of films. But big shout out to Andre Lennart, who's going to be on the show. I'm going to invite him onto the show one of these days so we can talk about his journey and filmmaking and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll get him on one of these days. We'll get him on. Yeah.
Exactly.
We've had different actors.
We do. That's brilliant. All right, that's a great shout out. Listen, folks. Remember, you can kind of get
that's the place. This sort of place here.
Like,
we like to speak with people who are not just
on the show as well.
in
all right,
Hollywood, but people that are on their way there as well.
Film director quite a bit. He's
the
one of our
journey to get behind the scenes and all that sort of thing. So
he's made movies like Get Out.
I'd like to mix it up a bit.
Like Us. Is it Us or Them? Which one? Us. Yeah, us. We recently watched Sinners, Deval and I. We thought it was a wicked movie. Go check one of our previous episodes. So, Deval, what's happening with Ryan Coogler? What's happening is, what's going on?
Us. Yeah, us, not them. Them something else. Yeah.
Oh, shit. And you know what? Deval just let me go on there.
I think I was talking about Jordan Peele there. I realised everything. What's he talking about?
You know what? I'm sorry. Ryan and Jordan, I'm really sorry. Exactly. So, listen, look, I'm sorry, guys. I know you're listening right now. Please forgive my idiocy. Sorry.
I thought you were going to bring it back and somehow, do your thing. And I was like, no, he's not easy. So, that's not getting edited out. That's staying in, obviously, isn't it? So, yeah. Of course they're listening. I've done worse anyway. But yeah, so Ryan Coogler we've just seen Sinners,
Yeah.
wicked film. He is supposedly, reportedly, in development of a sequel of Sinners starring Michael B. Jordan, and also Tom Cruise is reportedly going to be involved as well. So this is interesting because Sinners has done really well, really well. I think even Tom Cruise himself posted an image of him going to the cinema to see it, to say, yeah, this was a really good film.
Right.
Michael B. Jordan,
Yes.
complimented him and said thank you for that.
Yep.
So maybe they were already in cahoots. Maybe they were already talking about the sequel from before.
That's a good point,
And
actually.
obviously Tom Cruise is
remember the way the movie ended.
He's no,
because it leads up to modern day. Like,
new person. He's not new to any sort of vampire, movie. We saw him in Interview with the Vampire, 1994. I want to say.
Story there to tell, right?
He isn't shy to get his fangs out.
I think this was the same for you. That the standout scene, one of the standout scenes for me was that dance, that music's number.
Yeah,
was wicked.
Yes. 80s or 90s, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Cultures.
Yeah. Very creative. When you think about that scene, if you've seen Sinners, you know the scene we're talking about. There's a scene where they look at, they go into like a musical trance almost, and they sort of enact music and dance from different
talent. That
cultures.
I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see what happens with that one. If you haven't seen Sinners,
one cut
and watch it, or listen to our episode. You'll have to go back a couple of months.
How do you put that on? How does it start from paper?
Right, okay, let's speak about Blumhouse. Let's speak about Jamie Foxx and
translating it from paper into that. That's something else.
Combine, just add that together. What's going on there? Oh yes, Spawn was a classic back in the day. A superhero, a kind of the dark superhero. He was burnt, or I can't remember exactly what his whole thing was, but he comes back and he exacts revenge, and
Yeah. So have you seen Spawn?
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of martial arts movies.
Yeah. So this came out in '97. I think I remember when I went to the cinema to watch it in 1997. Spawn, starring Michael Jai White, who's he's an action star. He's a fighter. He's a person that does his own stunts and all that sort of thing. He's great at fighting. Yeah, exactly. John Leguizamo, Martin Sheen as well. So yeah, the story of Spawn, it's a Todd McFarlane comic, so it's not Marvel, it's a different comic. But Spawn is he's an elite mercenary. He's an action man, but he's killed and he goes to hell, makes a deal with something down there to actually come back and live on Earth and do things that he's told to do and kill certain people and stuff. And he's basically a reluctant soldier of the devil. And then soon he breaks away from that bond and he wants to then go and kill people that are, in his eyes, are at fault, and people that have done stuff and that deserve to be killed. So like an anti-hero kind of thing. His powers are very reminiscent to like maybe Venom / Ghost Rider. Think of those two merged together. He's got like a bit of a symbiote. He's got a symbiote kind of exterior that looks very, very devilish, but it kind of, molds and stuff like that. So, yeah, so long story short, sorry, I'm explaining the past, but the future is that Jamie Foxx is supposed to be playing Spawn, and Jeremy Renner is supposed to be part of that as well. So this is going to be from Blumhouse. Blumhouse, we've seen really them do a lot of horror films and stuff. Recently, Saw and all kinds of stuff, obviously. But The film's going to be
So
called
bringing in
King
someone like
Spawn.
Jamie Foxx, I mean, listen, look, if
Yeah,
they
so
can pull it
King
off,
Spawn is
then
the film
you
that
know
they're going
what,
to be
we're
making
there.
soon. This
We'll
is
be
supposedly
watching it
coming out next year,
because obviously
2026.
the character is so interesting and his arc is really, really good as well. So I'm definitely going to be up for that one. Speaking about Jeremy Renner, Devaldo, he was
Yeah,
just at the
yeah,
Tudum
yeah,
Netflix
yeah. So it
event.
should be good,
And you
hopefully.
know what? Whilst I was watching it, Deval, so this is just a couple of days ago, I was thinking, which other streaming platform has put on this massive event? Like they threw,
Yeah.
you could see the amount of money that they threw. They brought in, like, you know, they showcased Guillermo del Toro,
Oh, okay.
Frankenstein, the new Knives Out movies. They brought in the Stranger Things cast. They brought in so many like Daniel Craig was there and Jeremy Renner was there, and you know they had Ben Affleck and they had Matt Damon there. So there's all these massive
Is
movies,
it?
and I was just like, shit. They need their own event to showcase the amount of movies that are coming out.
Mm.
Yes, D20 or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. So they had like a whole dance number. They did Squid Game season, the
It
final
almost sounds like
season
their version
that
of
is
the
going to be,
Disney
you know, be coming out. So
Expo.
they did a whole little
What do
number
you call
about
it?
that. So
D23 or
there's all
something.
these things
Yeah,
coming
and
on.
also
My
like
only gripe
like a
is
I guess
it was
Comic Con
more
type
kind
thing
of
where
showy than
they are
actual
just
like,
advertising
right,
their own
okay,
shit kind of
this is
thing,
what's
and
coming
everyone
up.
turns up
Okay,
and
so we had
claps
Ben
on
Affleck.
stage and all that kind
We
of stuff.
had there's a new movie that they're making. It's going to be coming out. It's called Rip,
Mm.
about a heist. So kind of like a money, you know, heist thing. So those guys are there. Um, you know, interesting characters there. And Stephen
Mm.
Yeun, he was part up. You know, they brought him up on stage as well. So Ben
Mm.
Affleck, Matt Damon, Stephen Yeun. I can't remember the other person that they brought on. So these kind of big movies.
Okay.
But I wasn't really kind of like, oh, I wasn't really looking. I was like, okay, all right, you know, yeah. It wasn't. It was, but I was like, "Where's other big, you know, movies that are really kind of like, oh wow, I got to watch this movie. It's a must see." There was, and there wasn't that much of that. But I don't know. On a side note, have you seen One Piece? I haven't seen this, but they made a
Is
big
what it
deal
is.
about
Yeah, it
it.
didn't really to dumb you.
It's a
It's
live,
just like
mate. It's the second
dumb.
season.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, One
Okay.
Piece.
Mm. Mm.
It's manga. It's manga. Yeah. Maybe it's something that Emmanuel might know about, but they
Never,
made a
never
massive,
seen it. Is there
massive
a
deal
live
about
action
One
thing coming soon
Piece.
on that,
They
or
made like a massive deal about obviously Stranger Things
oh, okay,
with
a
the
second
guys.
season
They're like
of the live
adults now,
action? Oh
and
yes, yes, yes. I think I remember now. Yeah, yeah. I've
oh,
not because it came from an anime. Is it? I've never seen the anime.
they
Yeah,
have.
I've never seen it. Probably, yeah.
I know, and they showed kind of like behind the scenes
Mm.
of when the kids when they were like little 8, 9 year olds, and
Typical
now
people,
they're like
deep
what?
voices. I'm sure they've got beards. Like Stranger Things first came out in 2016, I think it was. I think.
No,
So that's like nine
no.
years ago. So they've all grown up, like literally grown up.
In real life, she's probably 21, 22.
Oh man,
Yeah,
they waited too long. They waited too long. Like, they're meant to be kids. I don't know how much time has
I
passed
know.
in the
No,
Stranger Things
I
world,
don't
but
get. I don't know
they've
what
all
they're doing. Is
developed.
this
Like what's her name?
they've got
Eleven's
a
not a
time
kid
forward?
anymore.
They've got to do a time
She's
jump
like
or
what you call
whatever.
it,
But anyway,
18
we'll see what
now.
happens.
She's even 20. I saw an
Oh,
image
okay.
of her in real
They,
life.
they were speaking like
Yeah,
this,
she was
Deval,
running around
like
with a
deeper than
bikini and
us.
everything, like looking all womanly. And I'm like,
All right. Okay.
how
So
did
if you want to
she's
watch
meant to be?
that, go
She's
check
meant
it
to be
out.
a
It's
girl
Tudum.
in
It's
Stranger
on
Things,
there,
and
and maybe there's a show out there that you like. So let us know. All right. Let's do new on streaming. So Devaldo, before we started filming
how they
today's
their
episode,
voices are all. How are they going to
you were actually
mask their
asking me about this, and
voices?
I
You
didn't even
know?
know this was a thing.
Oh
So
gosh,
there's a new thing on Disney Plus,
crazy.
and it's part of the Predator universe, and it's an animation. And we know that there's going to
Hmm.
be a Predator movie coming out because we saw the trailer for it not too long ago. So give us your take. Tell us
Mm.
about this.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. Yep. Okay. That's when you got Devalge doing that,
Predator,
it's good.
Killer of Killers. It's an animation on Disney Plus or Hulu, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, the director of Prey, that came out a couple of years ago. This is good. That's probably all. That's probably all. Yeah. The less I say, it's actually the better. This is good. This has got like Star Wars, Clone Wars animation style, and it is. I'll basically give you a quick. I don't want to spoil too much. I heard about this a while ago. I didn't know when it was coming out, and I only realized last night it came out, and I watched it straight away. Yeah, straight away. So it's a good thing you don't even know it's coming out. This is going to be a nice surprise for you. But so this is basically Predator World. So it's an hour and 25 minutes, all one like feature length, but it's split into 3 different stories, kind of thing. So the first story is from, oh my gosh, years ago, like 875 AD, and it's from Norse, sort of the Norse world, and it shows like a conflict between 2 Norse clans or whatever. Yeah, exactly, Vikings. And then Predator loves to search out for warriors because they like to hunt. So the Norse time is when there's lots of warriors around. So Predator becomes embroiled in a conflict, and Predator likes to see who's the top dog and then go for that person. That's what happens in that story, which is really good. The animation, the fights, and like this is not, it's animation. When I said Star Wars type animation, but the blood and the cutting head, it's just like Predator. You see people's guts come out and everything. The second story is in feudal Japan in like 1609 or something like that. And it shows the story of 2 brothers who are from some sort of like, high, some big family, some big clan. And one of them has to sort of take the leadership. There's a bit of friction there. One leaves, comes back. And then he tries to come back into the clan
what you got,
and then fight his way in. Predators around and sees what's going on, and that story is wicked. Yeah, because anytime you think of Predator, think of Predator in different time. Like in the Norse one, there's no guns. It's just axes, and so imagine fighting Predator with what you got, and then in feudal Japan, swords, daggers, samurai. It's like, and then the last story is in sort of 1942, I think it is, in America. Yeah, World War II kind of era, and it's like an aerial situation. So again, we're seeing Predator in a different environment. Again, another good story, and then they bring it all together. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but they bring it all together, and there's a specific scene that happens where you see the gun. The same gun that you saw in Predator 2 that belonged to Raphael Adolini, that we also saw that gun in Prey, because that gun is from 1712 or 1715.
And then
that Raphael Adolini is a real person from the Predator comics and stuff, who Predator from back in the day had a conflict with these conquistadors or people that were on boats and that.
It's called Predators.
That person gave Predator the gun or something, and then obviously it got passed on to Prey, and it got passed on to Danny Glover. So this guy,
Dan, the director,
this gun pops up again.
Like you've mentioned Prey.
This is better than any Predator. Well, Prey was good, but it's better than the 2021.
I love those
anthology,
and he's a time traveler.
It's better than that one. The recent Predators have been shit, but this animation is good. All I can say is watch it.
All right. So that's out. Now, let's change it around a bit and let's go something. Let's do a 360.
Badlands coming out in November. So this is the year of Predator.
This is on Netflix, and this is based off of a Swedish
watch this
TV show.
Yeah.
And
watch it.
I didn't
you'll see it. You'll watch it and you'll like it. I know you will. Trust me.
This show. It just popped up on Netflix, and I started reading a bit of buzz about it. They were like, "Oh, watch the show. If you like slow horses, then you're gonna like this." So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna watch the first episode, and man, I was hooked from episode 1. And the reason why I was hooked on episode 1 is because of the main character. Now, the main actor in this is a guy called English actor called Matthew Good. We've seen him. He was Ozymandias in Watchmen. He was basically the villain. So the most what is it? So the most intelligent guy, like, you know, I think, or whatever. So he was. So he plays this detective in this show. It's based in Scotland, but he's English. So
yes,
we
the
learn
blonde guy
why
in it.
he's in
Watchmen.
Scotland, but you got to watch.
Oh yes, I recognize him.
So it's set up with he's going into a house.
And he
gets
was
shot.
He was, yeah.
And he wakes up, you know, sometime later, and he's trying to piece together what happened to him. But at the same time, he's being given the task of solving a cold case. And then the show is about him solving the cold case and finding out the mystery about who killed him as well. So there's two kind of stories. So it's got this deep kind of all these weird, wacky characters. And yeah, man, I wasn't expecting to like it, but he's so compelling. He's such a good actor in this that, you know what, he's mean. He's a bit of a mean git. He's a bit of an oldie. He treats everyone with respect, but he is kind of really good at his job. And by the end of it, they solve the murder mystery. They solve kind of, you know, what's going on. And you know what? It wraps it up in a nice little bow tie. Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because if Jackson Lamb had a kid, this would be the kid.
This character kind of reminds me of, you know, Gary Oldman's character in Snow Horses.
So go
Slow
watch
Horses.
those two things. Predator.
What you've described kind of reminds me of maybe him when he was younger.
For our listeners out there, go watch Department Q. And there's loads of other stuff that's out there, but those are the ones that we've been watching so far. All right, let's do trailers. This is definitely something that I'm going to watch. But I haven't seen the trailer, which is crazy. But this is Gen V season 2. So Deval, tell us about this.
Yeah, just real quick on this. Not much to say apart from Gen V's season 2 looks like it's going to be another crazy season. This looks like what happened in Gen V season 1. A lot of the students were finding out about their powers and things went really haywire. And season 2 looks like now obviously this is linked to the boys, but it looks like sort of the boys hierarchy are now going to be using these students as assets going forward.
And there's probably going to be,
it looks
like when we get the
things are going to
boys'
get more
final
serious.
season,
They've kind of
they're probably
graduated
part
almost
of the army
from
where
school now, and then now they're sort of exploring the real world of what sort of these people with superpowers are really doing.
I can't wait to watch that. Now,
it looks like it's going to be a bloody interesting season.
Next piece, this
pun
is
intended.
Frankenstein. And this is coming out on Netflix, Devaldo. And they did a little showcase on the Tudum event. And Guillermo del Toro, he kind of speaks about this whole thing.
Exactly,
so Isaac, is it Oscar Isaac? Plays Victor Frankenstein. And then there's an Australian actor. He plays the actual monster. Jacob Yeah. So he's an Australian actor. He's going to play the monster. Oscar Isaac is going to be Victor Frankenstein. And then they've got Mia, what's her name? The one for, Mia Goth. Deval.
Okay.
Yes. You know what? There's a bit on this Tudum event,
Jacob
where
Elordi.
Oscar Isaac, Guillermo del Toro, and Mia Goth were speaking. And it was just so awkward. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she was like
Mia
you know,
Goth,
she
yeah, she
seems
looks
kind
like
of really weird, and
she
she
looks like
fits in
she's
these
tailor made to
roles,
be
like, you
Frankenstein's
know, the
bride,
X
isn't
and
it?
Pearl
Do you
and
know what I
Triple
mean?
X and all that sort of stuff. She's speaking. Maybe she got a bit nervous or flustered her lines, but it was like, I can see why they picked her, because she really is weird.
Is it?
Yeah, you got to watch that bit, man. And I was just like, oh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's be interesting. Now, I wondered about will this fit into the whole? Will they do a whole Frankenstein, universe with Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy? Will this fit into some sort of universe?
Is it?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. We'll see what happens with that one, but go check it out.
I
Yeah,
don't think so
Frankenstein.
because there's no.
The
I don't
trailer's
see a
out there now.
link.
This
I
one
don't
I
see like
haven't
an
seen,
executive
Devaldo.
producer or someone
So
that
this is the Black
is linking it
Phone
all
Part
and
Two. Now, is this
connecting
a
it and
prequel or
stuff
a
like that.
sequel?
I don't think. It's all on different channels and different. I don't know. Yeah, some's in the cinema, some's not. I don't know, man.
Right. Okay. Mm.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know where it is in the timeline, but
Yeah.
this looks like it
Mm.
could be a prequel because obviously, yeah, But I don't know. The actual trailer looks really scary and
Oh.
really almost like found footage. The trailer seems like it, but yeah, I don't know, man. It looks a bit more supernatural as well in this trailer. Things look a lot more supernatural than they normally have. But it says on a synopsis, as Finn, now 17, struggles with life after his captivity, his sinister his
Yeah.
sinister
Because in
sorry,
the
his
first
sister
movie, he
begins
was getting
receiving
helped
calls
out by
in her
the
dreams
spirit, wasn't
from
he?
the black phone and seeing disturbing visions
It was
of
something,
three
from
boys
what I
being
kind of
stalked
remember.
at a winter camp known as Alpine
Yeah. Okay,
Lake.
that's
Okay, so
interesting.
she's seeing visions from
Yeah.
could be the future, could be the past. I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah, I don't know where it is in the timeline, but it
Yeah.
just looks mad.
One of those movies, and he did the first Black Phone.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So he knows those
Mm,
characters inside out. Okay, so
mm.
that's Black Phone. Now this
Scott
one
Derrickson,
we've kind
director,
of
who's good at this
spoken a bit
horror.
about
Also done
this off kind of
Doctor
camera,
Strange as
but
well, and
Alien
was it
Earth,
Sinister
Deval,
or something? One
let
of
us know
those
about
films
this one.
with Ethan Hawke. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it should be good.
Mm,
Mm, mm.
right, gotcha.
Yeah, so Alien Earth is coming out again, Disney Plus. So Disney Plus this year, looking like they're going to have some things on there that may bump up their subscribers. So
Wow.
Alien Earth is a series. It's set two
Yeah.
years before the events of Alien. So yeah, so in the timeline, just 2 years before, and
Good
this is
timing.
now going to be a situation where you know aliens are going to be on Earth. So
Oh
this takes events.
gosh.
This takes place after the events of Romulus,
Human. Yeah.
and yeah, from the trailer, from what I see, there's experiments. Wayland, I'm sure Wayland is going to be
Yeah.
behind it, but yeah, there's experiments. There's an experiment involving a young child who they say is going to be the first.
Mm.
Maybe I think they're mixing. I think they're trying to mix alien DNA with her or something. I don't know, but yeah, I actually stopped watching the trailer about a third of
So
the way through because I
when's this
felt
coming
like
out?
they were going to tell me too much, so I
We're on it. We're
purposely
not
held
long.
back.
We're on that one. We'll be
But
watching
this
that
is the
one.
first.
We're
The
just
first
kind of. I
trailer
would
came
like to
out
see
was
how it
really
fits
just
in
a
with the whole
teaser. This one now
Alien
is telling you a
universe,
bit
and
more.
I wonder
We've
if
seen
we're
a lot
going to
more
get more
characters,
movies out of this, which I'm pretty
and we've
sure we
seen that
will.
there's a lot
All right,
more things
those are your
happening that are
trailers. Go
probably
check
going to
them
be
out,
at
and
the
if you do
fault
watch
of
any
the
trailer,
humans, as it
let us know.
usually is.
Tag
So
us.
this is looking
And
interesting. Yeah,
yeah, we'll
this is
speak
going to
about
come
it
out in
on next week's show.
August.
All right, let's do
August.
anniversary corner.
So
We've
not long.
picked to kind of
Mm,
uh we're keeping this horror, this one, based on one of the movies that we're going to be speaking about a bit later on. This is I Spit on
mm.
Your Grave 3. So you didn't spit one time, which is bad enough as it is. 2 times is just disrespectful, but 3 times, Devaldo, oh my gosh, I spit on your grave 3 from 10 years ago, 2015. So, and this is, yeah, and then remember, this is a this the I spit on your grave is it goes back to the was it the 80s? I spit on your grave. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 78. The
I
original was
oof,
1978,
spit in
Deval.
your grave 3. Oof.
Yes. Rape scenes and
I think the original one was, yeah, and then there's the remakes again started from
exactly.
2010, I believe, or 2009. Yeah, and that was banned. That film was banned, and it had lots of complaints because at the time, in what happened in that film, obviously, yeah, exactly. Now it's like normal,
Yeah.
but in those days it was, oof, what's going on here? But yeah, I Spit on Your Grave 3, Vengeance is Mine. This one again looks at young lady Jennifer is still haunted by the memory of being gang raped and almost killed years ago. So it's the same person.
Yeah.
At her therapist's advice, she joins a group therapy session and meets
They go
similar
out and do
women
it.
that have been
So,
abused and tortured
yeah,
and stuff in the
which we
past.
are. And
She
this whole
befriends one of
thing,
them, and
Devaldo,
they
like
want more
obviously we
than
got the
just
revenge
talk.
movies. It's kind of
They
like a
want
genre
vengeance. So
within,
they're like
action
they want
movies or
to
whatever.
actually
But
go
then
ahead and get
within that, you
equal,
have the
get
rape
even on some of the
revenge
people that have wronged
movies.
them. So
So
that's why it
it's
says
it's
vengeance
got
is
its own
mine, and they go out
subgenre
to
in
do
there
that.
as well, which is mad.
So it kind
And
of
yeah, a
links
lot
in
of
with
people, Devaldo,
what we're going to talk about
they
later.
film critics, they have a hard time with some of these movies.
Mm, mm. Yes, yes, yeah,
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 yeah. One, yeah,
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 yeah. It's a tough subject matter because there's crimes that, like, especially like when you talk about crimes and
yeah.
what society accepts and doesn't accept, there's
Which
certain
is
crimes that are below.
disgusting. All
Like,
right, okay. So
mess
we're
with
gonna get
kids,
into
you are the
our
lowest of the low.
go
In
check that out,
prison,
folks, and let us know if you do
everyone
watch
is
it.
on your
But we're
case,
gonna get into the
and then
main
one
film
level up
reviews
from
now.
that
This
is
one,
rape.
let's
Do you
start
know what I
off
mean? So it's like
with
there's a hierarchy of what
this one. This is
you're sort of
Ballerina. So
accepted
this
to
is a
do
brand new
in
release,
society and in
and
prison. But yeah, these are
so
the lowest of the
I had the
crimes.
option of watching this or
Mm,
Bring Her Back.
yeah,
And Deval, you know me, man. I was not going to watch Ballerina. I was going to watch Bring Her Back. And Bring Her Back is a movie that Deval and I we're going to speak about at some point. We're just holding off on this just for a little bit. But Deval, he went out and watched Ballerina. So this is set in the whole John Wick universe. And Deval, in terms of the timeline, where do we stand?
oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. All right. People. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Say that. Yeah.
Ballerina,
Go for
the
it.
full title actually is From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. That's actually the full title. Don't want to remind people it's John Wick, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is in between Parabellum, which is John Wick 3, and then John Wick 4. So it's in between those two films.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so this is basically let me say who's starring in it and so on.
Oh,
So Ana De Armas
wow.
is
He's
the
in it.
star. Keanu Reeves is in this film as well. Ian McShane is there as Winston. You've got Angelica Houston, who's the director of the Ballerina Academy.
Okay.
Gabriel Byrne is a baddie in this film. And you've got a few other people in
You
this
know.
film that you may recognize, including one Daryl from The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. He's in this Norman Reedus. So he's also got Sharon Duncan Brewster, who we saw in Dune 2 quite recently as well. She used to be in EastEnders, but if you're an EastEnder, you know. But yeah, so Ballerina, this is basically just think of the Red Room, like in Marvel, with Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Yeah.
So basically, Ana De Armas was the daughter of a man who was part of the John Wick world, and her father, something happens to her father, and not Ian McShane,
so
sorry,
like
Gabriel Byrne, who's like a big bad. He was responsible for what happened to her dad when she was a little girl, and then she is taken into the Ballerina academy, the Ballerina world, which is basically a place where you go and train up to be a John Wick type person. The Red Room, exactly. And the reason why they use Ballerina as the sort
bits around
to be a ballerina is because there's grace and there's poise and there's strength in. This is more to do with the matador, isn't it? What's it called again? The South American. What's that dance? Flamenco or something? I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah,
train them to be like assassins. Like.
Exactly. But being a ballerina has all those strengths, and that's why they teach them to do that, among other stuff. I actually don't see the point of the ballerina part, to be honest. When you see the film, exactly, like the ballerina part is just they happen to be in a theatre kind of place, and I don't know. It looks nice, isn't it? But I don't see the point of all of that. But yeah, so she joins up and she trains to be an assassin for many years. She has difficulties. Sharon Duncan Brewster is like her trainer, almost a bit like what's his name in Spartacus. You know, you had what's his name, Peter Mensah. He was he was the guy, and also in 300. He was in 300 as well as the messenger, I think. But so there's like one person that's always like the trainer, the coach, and that's Sharon Duncan Brewster's character. She trains all the young ladies there, including Ana De Armas, to be strong. She says to them, "You are smaller, you are weaker.
Oh, man.
That's why he's beating you." You know, because she fights men, and these men are beating her, dashing her around because she's little. And that's like one thing I had a problem accepting her to be beating any man, because she's really small. I'm not saying she's not strong in her own right, but against a man who's bigger, come on. Do you know what I mean? You can't always just put your legs around them and flip them over. No, it doesn't always work. So it kind of there's one part where I think, okay, they try to make sense of it. She says, "You gotta play by his rules. You need to be dirty. Make your own rules." That's how she talks. Like she's black, but she talks like a Russian. I don't know. But so she then starts to fight dirty, understanding how to fight dirty, kicking him in the balls and all kinds of. And then that's how she learns to win fights against men. But still, anyway. So yeah, so that's a lot of her training. And then she goes out and starts doing missions. And then she starts to think, no, actually, I want to get these people back that done that thing to my dad when I was a kid. So that's where the vengeance becomes more important than her training. And she falls out with her people, because their people, they said to her, "No, we've got a code. We do this. This is our job. We don't go for anyone that we want. And those people, they're bad people. We've got a pact. We don't mess with them. They don't mess with us." That's what her boss says. She breaks that and she's like, "Nope, I'm going for them." So she goes out there and she does her thing, and she's basically going for them. And that's Gabriel Byrne and his people. So Angelica Houston, who's the boss of the ballerinas, once Ana De Armas is basically gone absent without leave, who's broken rank. Now she sends John Wick to get her, because remember, this is in between Parabellum and John Wick 4. And I think in Parabellum, John Wick goes to meet this lady, the ballerina boss, and she brands him on the back. And we actually see those scenes in Ballerina, because it's happening at the same time.
Right.
But he happened to be visiting the ballerina place, and Ana De Armas, and everyone's like, "Baba Yaga, Baba Yaga." Yeah. Everyone's talking about him, the Baba Yaga, because he's got a reputation, isn't it? And they know who he is. So then, so that's how he's in it. But then they send John Wick to go and get her.
That sounded like Tom Hanks
needs to be stopped.
in flipping Forrest Gump.
Exactly, because she's the star. And the thing is, it's funny because when he gets there and he meets her, she's like, but she's still. He says to
Baba, yeah,
her,
coming.
"You got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
stop." You know how he talks slow in
yeah.
it.
Oh, okay.
You gotta stop. And
Is
she's like,
it?
"No, I'm getting my vengeance."
Yeah,
I, he's like, "No, I've
yeah.
got to." He's like, "You got to stop.
Like,
I'm giving you till
okay.
12 o'clock.
That's
If it's
that.
not done, then So he gives her till
Right.
12 o'clock. But before that, they have a little fight, and
And
that fight is
yeah,
so realistic. She's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but against the Baba Yaga, against a man who's 6 foot, whatever, he deals with her. Like nothing she does to him works. She punches him. She does that.
yeah,
It just bounces off him, which should happen with most of the men she fights. But because he's the Baba Yaga, he's allowed to dominate her, and then he wins. And he just says to her, she says, "No, no, I've
yeah.
got." She's like, she basically
Is
says,
it
"No, I'm not gonna,
okay?
I'm not
Well,
gonna
because
stop."
he
He's like,
wasn't
"Okay, I'll
gonna.
give you half an hour."
They're not gonna make him
Looks at
out
the
to
time. You've
be.
got half an hour,
He's the
and
good guy.
then I'm gonna come at you. She's like, "Okay." Then she goes off for half an hour and does her thing. He actually helps her run
Okay.
away, so he still breaks the rules because there's a moment where she could die, and he's there with a sniper thing
Throwing
watching
them
her
like.
and helps her out. Exactly, exactly. So she does. There's a few good action sequences. Don't get me wrong. There's especially a
You
good
got
action
to.
sequence where she uses grenades because there's no guns around, and all she has is grenades, and she does a madness with the grenades.
She shouldn't be. She
Yeah, it's like
shouldn't be coming back
grenading
up.
people up. And but also like just like with John Wick, she gets
Yeah.
beat up as well. So in the fight scenes, yeah, she takes some licks, which I think is a little bit unrealistic because some of these guys are big, and when they hit her, she should be getting up. Yeah, because some of the licks
Have
are
we? I
hard,
was
and I'm
going to say to
thinking
you, is it
she's
something that
just
we've
bouncing
seen
up. Her
before, right?
frame, ribs should be cracked, and she shouldn't be getting up from this. But obviously, she's a
Yeah.
star, isn't it? So
And they
it is
just
what it
tapped
is.
in. And they just
But
tapped in
yeah,
Keanu
all in
Reeves,
all,
so
it's entertaining.
people are going to go watch this because of Keanu
It's
Reeves as well.
entertaining. It's a bit of a like, okay, did we really need this? Really? Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new at all. It's just a lady instead of John Wick.
Now,
That's all it is. And different motivation.
interestingly, Devaldo, I'm just on the Wikipedia page
Yeah.
for it. It says budget
Yeah.
80 to 90 million, box office.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she's a good
3.8
actress. Don't get
million
me wrong. It's just I don't think we needed this.
so far,
There's not
but I don't know
much
how up to
added
date that's
value
going to
to
be.
it. Yeah, it's entertaining. That's all really. It's entertaining.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So far, yeah. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
surprised. That wouldn't have accounted yesterday, which is Friday, and it won't account today. So
Interesting.
the film
Interesting.
only came out Friday, so I think it needs more time to actually get that money back. I should
Okay,
think it
so that means
would
that she
get the money
survives.
back,
So
but I
that
don't think it's
means
going to
then,
be doing massive
if
numbers. I don't think,
Keanu Reeves comes back, because
but
we
it
know
should get the money
we're getting
back.
a Donnie
Yeah,
Yen
should do. We'll see.
one as well.
But there's no post credit scenes, nothing
We're
like
getting a
that. It's
spin-off
just
with
when
so
it ends,
Donnie
it
Yen's
ends,
character
and I
from
guess
part
we could see
4.
her again. I guess
He survives,
so.
and then he goes off and he does because he was blind in that one. Am I wrong or something? He was blind, I think. Yeah, and he was blind in Rogue One as well.
Oh, like a spin-off film. Oh, okay.
So I think they're gonna maybe do something, and maybe they could join forces or something.
I think so. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was dating Haley Atwell.
Mm. Possibly. And from what I understand,
Yeah,
she's Ana De Armas is
5'6".
dating Tom Cruise. Is he going to show up in one of these films? Who knows? I heard it was her, but again, it's gossip. Who knows what it is? But
Yeah.
I didn't realize she's from Cuba. Is it Cuba? Yeah, Havana, Cuba. Yeah, she's 5'6.5", And I thought she's actually taller than I thought. I thought she was smaller. She's taller. She looks shorter, but she's not that short actually
home invasion or something.
for a lady. She's actually above the average height for a lady. And her first English speaking role in Hollywood was Knock Knock, which actually was with Keanu Reeves. Remember, 2015, 10 years ago. I should have made that anniversary corner. But yeah, Knock Knock. That was a
bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have made that actually anniversary corner. Come to think of it, but yeah,
Right.
that was the first English.
Just entertaining. Okay.
Is it worth going to the cinema? See, I think you made the right choice picking Ballerina over this. I mean, sorry, picking Bring Her Back over this. I would have done the same thing if I had the option.
Movie that we're going to
but this is entertaining. It's not,
if you've got time,
great. It's not shit. It's just entertaining.
This is
probably a 6 out of 10 for me. It's just entertaining.
So
it's nothing new, but it is entertaining. Yeah, Ballerina is entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, real quick. This one. Yeah, Bagman is on Amazon. This is a 2024 film, horror, and gosh, so the Bagman is about a. Okay, I'll read the quick synopsis. When a sinister threat from his childhood returns to haunt him, a father desperately struggles against his deepest inner fear. Only this time, the fight isn't for himself, it's for his family. So in this case, so you've got Sam Claflin. He's an English actor, isn't he? I think. English actor. Yeah, so basically him and his brother, they're in America, so they're American in the film. Him and his brother are just sort of growing up and stuff, and they come across a tunnel that's meant to have a sort of a mythological creature in there called the Bagman. He takes kids, puts them in his bag, and he kills them. So just like you maybe have who's that? The Pied Piper. Yeah, so in every mythology, you have some sort of creature or thing that takes children. Do you know what I mean? The Pied Piper plays music and lures kids and that kind of thing. So this is one of those mythologies, and it's the Bagman puts kids in the bag, and kids never seen again. So that's what's going on here.
Oh my.
Good question. I'll come to that. So again, this is going to be a real quick review, but so that's the premise: is the Bagman's out there. He kind of semi encounters it when he's a kid. Semi encounters it. The Bagman cuts a bit of his hair. I guess I'll be okay, but cuts a bit of his hair, and then that way you can always trace where he is. So when he grows up, the Bagman has now come back to get him.
Oh.
But now he's got a wife and kid, and he's getting all these. Bagman sort of lurking around at night. He thinks he's seeing things. The alarm's going off. He calls the police and they're like, we can't see anything.
Oh,
obviously, you can't because the Bagman's gone. The Bagman's clever. But he's got a son he thinks the Bagman's coming for his son. No one believes him about the Bagman. Obviously, his brother kind of knows about it, but he's thinking, nah, it can't be the Bagman. It's just an intruder. His wife doesn't believe it. No one believes it, but his son speaks to someone. When he's playing, he's like, "Hello, friend." You know what I mean? His son. It's always the kids that are speaking to these exactly. So that happens. So you know that something's there. So long story short, he gets haunted throughout the film until it gets to the end, where the Bagman comes, and also there's a scene where they go out for dinner. So this is all happening, because it's causing a lot of stress. His wife's sister says, "Oh, why don't you two go out to eat? I'll look after your son." Dickhead. Yeah, dickhead. You know someone's coming for your son. Someone's broken in. Things have happened, and you're going out for dinner and leaving your son with someone else.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Which has happened in real life. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a certain girl we keep hearing about in the news where that actually happened. But anyway, so it's mad, and also all the time this is happening, the son is sleeping in the next room. and the parents are sleeping in one room. Teacher, I mean, if you know this is happening, this child sleeps in between. Exactly. No nookie. This you like protect the child. All this time, there's got this the screen. Oh, we're watching.
Take the child. He deserves the kid to be taken.
Right. What are you doing? What are you doing? You know your child is under threat, and you're there watching him on a monitor.
So,
it's like dickhead. That's happening throughout the film.
Okay.
They're dickheads for that, yeah?
Yeah.
Then exactly. Then they go out to dinner, leave him with the sister. Bagman comes, mashes up the sister. Yeah, mashes up the sister. But luckily the son is okay. Luckily the son's okay. And they come back, and his brother is like, because when the Bagman comes through, he kind of paralyzes you. So his brother's paralyzed, his brother's wife, everyone's now mashed up because they went out to dinner, all paralyzed with froth coming out their mouth.
Why did the Bagman take
can't
her
move. Madness.
Does it only take
that happens, yeah. They still don't learn their lesson. So then they this time now, so it's such a stupid scene. It's such a stupid scene. So now after that happens, now they look after the sister. The sister's now traumatized. She's seen the Bagman.
Yeah.
Yet no one interviews her. But anyway.
They're with the kid.
It's not, the Bagman isn't coming for her, but she kind of traumatized her. But no one interviewed her and said, "What did he see?" She's just like. Anyway, that night now, so they come home. The police have come and dealt with things. They're in bed, and guess who they're in bed with now? Yeah. They've learnt their lesson. No, they're dickheads. So they're in bed with the sister.
Why can't he sleep on the floor and bring
they're
the
in bed with the sister. Yeah, they're in bed with the sister. So it's the husband, the wife, and the sister. Think of the framing. They're in bed with the sister. The sister's like this, traumatized.
I'd put him in a bag and keep him safe. Yeah? Jesus.
And again, what they're doing, he's watching the screen. The son's in the next room. You dickhead, yeah? So you know. I'll handcuff this kid to me. Yeah? Just handcuff the kid's in the next room by himself. You're all there safe. You dickhead. Yeah?
Yeah.
Dickhead. Exactly. So that all happens, and then now when he's there, he's watching it, and it goes, and then he runs into the room, and then he runs into the room, and the boy's cot or his bed is empty, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Do you think he's thinking the Bagman's got him because he heard something, and he sees the doors open, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" As he's running out the door, he shouts back to his wife. What does he shout back to his wife?
Yeah.
No, he says, "He's got the boy."
And who speaks?
Who wrote the script? This is your son, yeah. This is your son. No joke, teacher. I would record this clip and send it to you. As he's running out, he doesn't shouting back and say, "Oh, he's got." I think the boy's name is Jake or something. He doesn't say, "He's got Jake." He doesn't say he's got. He says, "He's got the boy." That's your son. He's called him the boy. He's got the boy. This is no joke. I remember this thinking, "No, this is stupid." I said this was going to be a quick. I'm going to be done in a second, but he's got the boy. And he runs off. He chases him through the city down to this tunnel from when he grew up.
No,
and then never does. Obviously the Bagman's taking the boy down there. So he runs into the tunnel.
It's the dad.
You know, he's trying to find the boy and whatever. He sees all these clues. He gets in there and he finds something. He destroys it, thinking he's destroyed the Bagman and his boy's going to come out. But it doesn't happen. And then never does. And then as he's trying to come out now, the Bagman comes and gets him. The Bagman comes. He gets the dad. And to answer your question, the bag is like a duffel bag, but it's not a big bag. It's a bag where you can put your football boots in, your kit. It's not a body bag.
Then, so what happened to the kid then?
When the Bagman puts somebody in the bag, their bones break. It's like their legs go like that, and then they break in, and all their bones break. That's the best bit of the whole film. I love that bit.
You know,
seeing
the
that
poster,
get crushed,
Bagman,
I was like, good. Crushed him. The kid was never taken. So all this time, the Bagman wasn't coming for the boy; he was coming for the dad. So the boy was still there, but he put him somewhere else. The kid was never taken. Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah.
Now the doll's just some creepy thing, but
Okay.
yeah, no,
Gotcha.
the
I
doll's
gotcha.
just it's a man. It's a humanoid creature that's got like the face is half missing.
Exactly.
He's got a mask on, so you don't see it
It's
until
so
the
funny
last
because
minute. But
your
yeah, I don't know.
review, which
It's
is
some sort
really
of
funny, by the
monster,
way.
basically. I
I
don't know
love these
where it
ones.
came from.
So
I think it's like
someone,
Irish
a
folklore
film
or
critic,
something. I
gave
don't
the
know,
film
but
2 stars out of 5
I don't know
and
because the
described the
dad's
film as
Irish, so I
forgettable
don't know.
with a
But
thin and
but
often
yeah, the dad.
nonsensical
This
plot.
film was stupid, man. And the
And
dad's he
it just doesn't
deserved it. I
make
was happy
sense.
he got taken. I was so happy he got taken.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Okay,
Okay. And that's on
yeah,
Amazon Prime, folks. All right, but there you go.
there you
If
go.
you love your bags, go check this out.
Yeah, he's got the boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
You're
gosh!
Birkin,
How do you?
exactly.
You're watching him on the screen. You know he's in
All right, that's
danger.
it.
Be in the
Deval,
same room
that's
as
it.
him.
Let's
Simple
wrap
as
up.
that.
This has been like 50
Yeah.
something
Anyway,
odd
if
minutes.
you want to have a
Yeah, it's
laugh,
been 50 odd
watch the
minutes.
Bagman on
That was
Amazon.
actually really, really fun listening to that. All right,
Amazon
so we'll be
Prime.
back
Yeah.
again on next week's show. So download us, keep in touch with us, message
Birkin.
us. We've
Like
got
a
some new
Birkin,
movies that we're going to be speaking about, and a couple of big blockbusters. Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
mate.
Long one today. Yeah.
Yes, I really want you to watch it because it deserves the it deserves the Flixters breakdown. All right, okay, folks, keep it locked with the Flixters, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hopefully bring her back. I'm gonna really try and get. I'm
You
gonna
know
try
what? It's
and
about
see
time that you
bring her
said a
back by
new
next
one, and
week
that
if
is a new
possible
one
because
actually.
I really want to.
336, get in the mix. All right, okay. So, folks, you've downloaded episode 336. We are the Flixters, Deval and I. Come and say hello to us online. You can message us.
Peace out.
Send us your pics.